Hello and welcome. My name is Julie. Today I'm going to take you through a quick tutorial on something that's really common in our Vinyasa or flow classes, which is when the teacher says to take a Vinyasa or a chaturanga. So this is basically the motion from high plank down to either low plank or the ground, and then your back bend, which is Cobra or upward facing dog. I'll run through these back to your down dog. So it's often skimmed over in class. And I'm guilty of that, but I'm going to try and break that down a little for you and give you a couple of different options on how to do that depending on how you're feeling in any given moment. So we're going to practice each option twice. So if you'd like to watch the first time, you can watch me and then we'll do it together. So let's get started. We'll make our way into a high plank pose. So spreading the fingers out nice and wide, tuck the toes under, lifting the hips up. So shoulders stacked over your wrists here, pressing the mat away. Core is engaged, so your belly draws back towards the spine, protecting your lower back, and your heels are pressing back. Now here, if you feel like you need a little support or like you're kind of dumping down into your low back, always the option to have the knees down. Still keeping that engagement through your upper body. Alrighty, so wherever you are, we'll inhale. Exhale to lower ourselves down. So option one is knees come down, untuck the toes, lowering yourself down, elbows stay nice and close to the body. So hands are under your shoulders and we'll inhale into Cobra. So roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. So your hands, you're not really dumping your weight into it. Your hands are lightly pressing down and your chest is nice and open, just a neutral gaze out in front. And then lowering yourself down, tuck the toes under. We'll go back to down dog. You can either press them to your knees or you can lift all the way up and back. Okay, so that is option one. Let's practice that again together, rolling forward into your high plank pose. So full engagement here, strong through your core, big breath in. Exhale, knees come down, untuck the toes, elbows close to the body as you lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, Cobra. Exhale as you lower down, tuck the toes under, pressing back onto knees and lift the hips up, downward facing dog. So that is option number one. Okay, option number two is coming into an upward facing dog, but not doing a full chaturanga, which I will break down and explain to you. So coming back into a high plank, you can watch this one if you like. Again, all that engagement here, full breath in. As you exhale, knees come down, untuck the toes, lowering yourself down, elbows close to the body. I'm going to bring my hands down just a little lower on the outside of the ribs. Pressing through the hands again, roll through the shoulders, lift the chest, pressing up, so straightening the arms, lifting the hips and the knees. This is upward facing dog. Leading with the front of the chest, again, neutral neck and gaze. And then we lead with the hips to bring them up, tuck the toes over or under, and downward facing dog. So it's a little bit deeper of a back bend, but a bit more of a gentle way to come into it. So we can try that together, rolling forward into your high plank. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, knees come down, untuck the toes, lowering yourself down. Hands come a little bit lower down the chest. Press through the hands as you inhale, lift up through the hips and the knees, straightening the arms, upward facing dog. And then lead with your hips, draw the core in, up and back, flipping the toes over, downward facing dog. That is option number two. Option three is what we'd call a full chaturanga, which I will explain to you. So again, you can watch coming forward into a high plank here. Big breath in, everything is engaged. Super important that we use our core for this one, so we keep a nice strong lower back. So inhaling, as we exhale, we're coming into a low plank. So elbows stay close to the body, lowering down maybe halfway, and then flipping the toes over already. Press through the hands to lift the chest. So the hips and the knees stay up the whole time. Upward facing dog. Exhale, lifting the hips up and back, flipping the toes. So this one is a lot stronger on the core, and if you're not feeling strong in your core at any moment, the second variation that we just took with knees down is perfect. So if you're wanting to try this one, coming forward into your high plank. Beautiful big breath in, strong core. Keep the elbows close to the body as you lower yourself down halfway, stay strong. Flip the toes over, press through the hands to lift the chest. Upward facing dog. And then lead with the hips to move up and back, flipping the toes, downward facing dog. Nice. And you can bring your knees down, resting here. Hopefully that is helpful for you to break down, knowing that you can choose any of those options. And I really highly recommend bringing the knees down, particularly if you ever feel any pain or pulling in the lower back when you are doing the other variation. It is so much more important to do these movements slowly, safely, with control, rather than rushing through them and risk injury. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching and practicing, and I'll see you soon.